welcome to another episode of Conversations That Inspire. I'm your host, Kim Castellano. Today's show is about mental illness. It's kind of our COVID series. We're talking to our guest today about, what was going on in their work, in their ministry, in life in general before COVID, and then how they've adapted. And actually some great things have come out of this pandemic, really just transforming different ways that we do things and reach and to really help each other, especially with mental illness. So just enjoy. Again, we're here in my backyard, just in case you're wondering, where are you, Kim? We're in my backyard due to the COVID restrictions, and we didn't want to end the year with no new shows, so enjoy. Hello everyone, we're here in the kitchen with Laura Orbe from Healing Through Nutrition, and today's show is about mental health. And I know that Laura during COVID started a online Zoom class about brain health. So Laura, tell us a little bit about this brain health during COVID.
Well, depression is happening a lot. Our brains are wired to be moving and going and in community, let's face it. And a lot of us have been in lockdown in the house and we haven't been with one another. How we eat during this time for depression and anxiety, which a lot of depression and anxiety has been happening because of COVID. People are alone, they're in the house, they're isolated. But how you eat really affects your brain health, Kim. What we eat affects our brain health, whether during COVID or not during COVID.
Right.
So here I have an array of foods of all different colors that supports our brain health. And Kim, I have to tell you, how we eat for our brain is how we eat for our heart, how we eat for our gut, how we eat for our entire body. But people don't realize our brains, although it is not the biggest organ, it takes the most nutrition. Because when you think about it, our brain is the commander-in-chief. It tells the rest of the body what to do and how to act. And it also really affects our moods.
Right. Now I know that some of the, processed foods has chemicals in it, so it really affects our brain health.
Absolutely.
And I know that also when we eat those feel-good, comfort foods, and it gives off those chemicals that pretend to be good chemicals.
It doesn't last long.
It lasts like 20 minutes. But now this is all natural food. I don't see blueberries though.
Well, we're at a blueberry season, and I do have them in my freezer. You want me to go grab them?
No. I'm like,
we are at a
when I think of health, I think of blueberries.
Absolutely.
Now show me what else do we have here.
Let me just go back to the blueberries 1 second. Blueberries are actually wonderful for our brain health. However, we are at a blueberry season now. Frozen blueberries, because they flash freeze them, are even more nutritious and more beneficial for our brain health and our body, like I said, our entire body health frozen. So you can get organic frozen blueberries all year round, and I highly recommend that you keep some in your freezer.
Okay, like those bags.
Yeah.
I think any supermarket you can get them, right?
Yeah, most supermarkets have them. I know where I get
them. And that's usually all year round?
All year round.
But when they're in season, we're supposed to eat. I like them, I pop them like little candies.
Like if you notice, the foods I have here are very seasonal foods.
Okay.
Figs.
Oh, wow.
It's a seasonal fruit. This is from my dad's tree, by the way. I'm so excited.
Wow.
Figs are seasonal. We're getting into our winter squashes now. Right here, I have a kombucha squash. And over here, I have a butternut squash and a honey nut squash, all grown from a local farm. That's literally 5 minutes from my home. These squashes have a lot of vitamin A in it. They have a lot of healthy compounds in it that support our brain and help fight depression, especially seasonal disorder depression. Yeah. So it's amazing that this is when these fruits come, these vegetables come.
That is funny because this is when the change of the season, SAD kicks in.
Yep, exactly.
So now I remember one of our cooking classes with you and we ate that with tahini in it.
Yes, and tahini is very high in calcium, so it's an all-around great great meal to have. Yeah, this is a wonderful. It's one of my favorites.
But it's not like a common thing that we eat in the kitchen. So you really have to go and get some recipes. I've never really
Well, no, I mean, you could cut
I never even knew about that until I met you, Laura.
Yeah, you could cut this and roast it.
Okay. Would you cut it in half?
Yeah, you could cut it in half and seed it, and then like make wedges with it and just roast it. It makes a wonderful, delicious soup.
Okay.
And like what we did was we cut it like a jack-o'-lantern,
right.
And I seeded it, and then I put tahini and garlic and ginger in it.
And then we put it in the oven, and it was like a soup inside.
Yeah.
That was really good.
It was very, very good.
So it's that season, it's that time of year that I'm seeing that. Okay.
And over here I have an array of different beans. Beans are wonderful for our brain health, okay? They have zinc in it. They have B vitamins in it. They have omega-3 fatty acids in it.
Mm-hmm. Now these are dry beans.
These are dry beans.
I'm going to try this. I really am, because I'm usually doing the can, honestly. But and then we drain them. But I really, this season, I think I really want to try doing the dry beans and then soaking them. So is that how you do it? I
do. I soak them. Number one, I don't like them in a can because a lot of the cans have chemicals in it, and it's plastic that leaches into the beans, and you don't want to introduce that into your body. Not good for brain health at all. These you soak. It's really not that difficult. Excuse me, you soak them, you drain overnight, drain the water, and then you put fresh water in and cook them.
Or you can eat them raw?
No, beans cannot be eaten raw. Beans have, it'd be too hard to eat raw, and it would not be healthy for you to eat these raw.
So when you soak them, then you got to cook them?
Yes,
okay.
yes, because beans have a chemical on them that is natural. It's put there to prevent the birds and the bugs and everything from eating it. And when you eat it raw, it's not going to make your stomach feel so good. Okay. So when you soak them and cook them, that goes away.
Okay.
Okay.
I see pumpkin seeds.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Pumpkin seeds again. Nuts and seeds are very high in omega-3 fatty acids, in zinc, in magnesium, in manganese.
You can get these nuts all year round.
Oh yeah, and over here I have Brazil nuts.
Those are nice.
You could see selenium is a very important mineral for our brain, and just eating two of these little babies will give you enough selenium you need for the day.
Wow. Very
easy to get it. I'm about getting your nutrition through the whole foods because everything in here works hand in hand.
Right. So it's natural. It's like farm to table. Here we go. That's how we do it. Right.
Right. These are walnuts. Like if you look at a walnut, you could see a walnut looks like the brain, right?
Oh yeah, it does.
Wonderful for brain health.
Good for brain health. I love walnuts.
They're very good for you. Great for your brain. Great for your heart. Like I said, everything works together. Eating foods of different colors really helps boost your mood.
Now, how would you cook these mushrooms?
These I do several different ways. By the way, mushrooms is one of the only produce that has vitamin D in it.
Really?
Vitamin D is very important.
So I'm low on vitamin D. This is my newest thing. I have low vitamin D and calcium.
Do.
So I guess I hit 50s, late 50s, and I've never had that. So now I have bone health. I have to do bone health. And then I need my vitamin D and calcium. So
in this area, most people are low in vitamin D. That's one of the only supplements I take is vitamin D3 and a B12. I do eat mushrooms. You should be really eating mushrooms every day. These you could grill, you could roast. Sometimes I marinate them in a miso sauce, because miso is a fermented food. Fermented foods are very important for us to eat also. And just roast them and serve them over greens. Greens are so important.
What are these long things?
Aren't these beautiful? These are from the farm that I got.
I've never eaten that.
These they taste very much like string beans. These are called long beans.
Long beans.
Yeah, I guess.
Now, would you chop them up?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Unless you want to be fancy. Sometimes I roast them whole and then twirl them and put them on top of a salad to make them look pretty.
Very pretty.
But again, here you have your purple, you have your green.
I've never seen a bean.
They're delicious.
So any kind of green bean is good for brain health?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so green bean families.
Yeah. And here we go. These I love. Again.
Yukon?
No. These are called sunburst squash. Radish. Sunburst radish. Radishes are wonderful. They're really an underrated vegetable. They're really high in vitamin C and in vitamin A. And just look at that color.
Wow.
Don't you just want to eat that? Yeah. It makes it interesting to eat. It does have a bit of a spice to it, which I'm fine with.
Now, would you put them just over the salad?
Yeah, you can put them with salad. Eat them raw. You could.
I think one of the classes you had that on your
yes, I did.
in the salad.
Yes, I did. You could also roast them if you want. I just like them like this. I think that they're delicious like this. Again, sweet potatoes this time of the year.
Right.
We have green tea. Green tea is wonderful. Has wonderful compounds to fight anxiety, to fight depression, and to boost brain health. Very important. I like using loose tea. I just think, I'm not sure what they make the tea bags with.
Right.
I'm sure it's not that great for
So when I was doing a lot of green tea, like from the herb there, it gave me so much energy. It was like, oh my goodness, this was so different than just a regular tea bag.
Absolutely.
So there's a difference between getting it from the leaf,
right,
and then you put it in that bowl and make the tea.
Absolutely, because you know what? When the teas are in the tea bags, from my understanding, they're using like the leftover tea. Like this is the more premium. Right. So you would want this. Look at these little.
Okay, so when you're doing your brain health Zoom class.
Yes.
So you were doing it with the seniors?
Yes.
So what was that like? Because seniors usually aren't computer savvy, but I think you said it went really well.
Oh my gosh, they were wonderful. It worked perfectly. I would send them the link.
Okay.
And they would just click on it.
And then because they were all isolated, and
they were all isolated. They were all in their own homes.
And then they saw you with the food. What did that do?
They saw with the food, and we had a lot of question and answer, which I love Q&A. It's wonderful. And what we did was I shared recipes with them that they can make right there in their own kitchen, and it was really great.
So what did you find one of the biggest challenges for the seniors, like doing that class, that they were saying they were having, because they were isolated?
It is being isolated and that feeling of being alone. And the other thing was going shopping and getting the things. A lot of, and I, quite understandable, did not want to go out in the world.
Right. So getting this type of food to them.
Yeah, and it's not that difficult because there's a lot of places that are delivering. All of this stuff is very easy to get. It's not like some kind of a strange.
Except for these long string beans.
Those long string beans.
You're going to have to find them.
Like I said, this is from my local farm, and I would love to mention the name, but I don't know if I'm allowed to or not. This is from my local farm, and the other thing is, everything here is organic, okay? I think that's for me, that's very important to eat organic, because the chemicals that they used as herbicides and pesticides also affects our brain health. Yeah.
Now, when I first came here, you said, Kim, this is basically what I have in my house.
Yeah.
You didn't go out and buy anything. So this is what your kitchen kind of looks like.
The only thing I went to get was dandelion, because I want to make some dandelion salad today. And dandelion is wonderful. It's a bitter herb.
Dandelion salad. I don't think I tried that, did I? No, I haven't tried.
No, when you take your mask off, I'll give you some.
Okay.
Yeah, dandelion, and I've got some beautiful kale here.
Wow.
And look at these. Look at these carrots. Aren't these wonderful, these carrots?
Wow, look at those carrots.
And the carrot greens. You could use the carrot greens. You can make pesto with it. You could put it in a soup. Carrot greens are wonderful. Look at these. Nice.
So everything there you can make something out of.
Oh my gosh, yes. You could use every piece of everything here. Yeah, everything. These are things.
Now tomatoes are good for brain health?
Yep.
Really?
They have lithium, and lithium is very good for us.
And this is a
cucumber.
A cucumber. I was going to say it's a pickle, but no.
No, actually these cucumbers are from my daughter's garden. These are the last of her cucumbers.
Wow. Okay. So cucumbers are good for brain health.
Yeah.
I know they're good in the summer for dehydration.
They help with dehydration, but they also have lithium in it also, which is good for brain health.
Wow.
And copper. Yeah. They're good for you.
Nice. So, Laura.
Yes.
This is your kitchen.
This is my work.
So we always have you on our show. We're always in somewhere else, but today, coming inside your kitchen to see, this is a real deal.
Oh, yeah.
Your kitchen, this is your refrigerator, these are your nuts.
These are my things I have, yeah.
We heard a train go by, so that was pretty cool. It's always good to be in someone's house because you do a lot of, guests out there, and you're teaching people, and you're going to people's kitchens, you're going to their kitchens, and you're teaching people how to, eat healthy, making soups now. We're getting into that soup season.
Absolutely.
Right. I know the last time we were here, you made hummus, you make your own. guacamole, and you try different things.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, it's not like you're rigid on what you're eating. You're trying different things all the time.
Yeah,
different
variety
recipes.
is very important to us because each vegetable has different phytonutrients. So variety is really important. It's key. But people have to remember, the more vegetables you eat, the less chances are the less depressed you'll be.
Right.
Because you're getting all those phytonutrients in your body.
And all those toxic comfort foods are just...
Right.
Yeah.
When you go to the store next time, Kim, I want you to pretend boxed foods don't exist. Just see what you buy and how you fill up your cart.
Well, one thing that we just learned was to make a big salad.
Yeah.
Make a big one.
Yes.
Not just, because it's a lot of work cutting all this stuff up. So the one thing I just learned, because you were helping Jimmy, and he's made this big salad. I'm like, where are you going with that? And he says, Laura said, make a big salad. And I was like, okay. And then what? He says, then eat it for 2 days. Like, make enough for 2 days.
Meal
so
prep
it
is
really,
key.
really helped. Because it's like we did it once. It's not like just portioned out.
No.
It was one big salad, and then we're eating out of that salad.
Right.
And the stuff that he was throwing in that salad, I was like, okay, you definitely were inspired by Laura. Because
I appreciate
he just kept putting things in there. If he didn't know how to cut it, he found someone to help him cut it.
That's the way to do it. I mean, honestly, it's your kitchen, it's your canvas. You could do anything you want. And I love salads. And what you said just now is key. Meal prep is so important because we're all so busy. Everybody's doing it. Even though COVID is happening, a lot of people are working in the home. But because they're working in the home, we have moms and dads that are also now homeschooling.
Right. There's too much going on.
And plus still working their jobs. So it's like, you know.
And you want me to cut and chop this stuff?
But if you spend a couple of hours a week meal planning, getting your menu set, getting everything in the home that you need, and then prepping it.
Right,
and
preparing
at time, it's like, okay.
It's easy, just pull everything out.
Half hour, you have dinner on the table. And it's so much healthier. You're in control of all the chemicals that should not be going into your body. You're in control of the high amounts of salt that are in processed foods. You're in control of the high amounts of sugar in processed food. Sugar is terrible for brain health. Right. It really is. It
makes you quick hyper and jolted, and then crash,
and then you
go down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, Laura, thank you so much. I mean, I know it's great being here. I'm all masked up, but listen, I thank you and I appreciate everything that you're doing to help people stay healthy.
Anytime.
You're doing an awesome job doing that.
Thank you.
Thank you for inspiring my home, and I hope that you've been inspired by another session with Laura Orbe. So our next guest is Al Marinelli, and he leads 12-Step Recovery. He's working on 34 years of recovery. We've been friends for a really, really long time. Al's been on our show before, and I'm glad to have you back.
Thank you.
But now today we're talking about recovery. What was it like during COVID? You know, 12-Step program is an empowerment for people who are in recovery, and that in person is vital, because every day of the week you can go someplace to get a 12-step program. So tell me, Al, what happened? Like, take us back.
So, pre-COVID-19, obviously we would gather together at our 12-step fellowships and meet together and be able to share about whatever life's issues we're going through, support each other, and it was important to be face-to-face with people. We miss that a lot now during the whole COVID-19 thing, being face-to-face, being able to hug each other, cry with each other, laugh with each other, celebrate, pray with each other, and just celebrate life. That was, pre-COVID-19, but during the COVID-19, I don't want to jump ahead, but during this whole COVID-19, I tell you, thank God for Zoom. Because we were still able to, for the most part, even though a lot, I know I'm technically handicapped, right?
When it comes to IT stuff.
Yeah, when it comes to all technical stuff.
It forced all of us.
Yeah, So I had to learn how to work that, and with the groups that I'm involved with, thank God we had people in line in place that were able to get Zoom out, and we were able to do 12-step meetings and have fellowship and even have church for those of us that went to church and stuff like that. So you know, the whole transition from the physical meetings to the Zoom meetings, it was quite different. It took
like, what was that time frame? It wasn't like weeks, like some people just turned on their Zoom and they were in business, but I mean, how did you get all those people on Zoom?
Well, you know, I wasn't the one who created it and connected it all, right? We have people that do that.
I'm saying, does it take like a month?
It took. I think it was about 30 days.
Right. That's enough time out for people to relapse.
Yes.
So that's why we see a lot of relapse.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, still is a lot of relapse.
Right.
Isolation, being alone,
right.
In your own head per se, thinking those thoughts that, you know, we try to push away, but they attack us. You know, we all struggle with that, the good and evil thoughts, the good and evil part of us, right? But you know, being that the Zoom was there. After about 30 days, I think we were able to plug in the Zoom meetings all over the world. There's meetings going on 24 hours, 7 days a week on Zoom right now.
That's great.
All different types of fellowships.
So do you think that this will be something added to the 12-step programs now going forward?
Absolutely.
A lot more easier because people can't get there, busing, they don't have cars.
Yeah.
How do you get to a meeting? I mean, I've dragged people, can you pick me up, and you need help. So a Zoom meeting, you can just pop on any Zoom meeting and get some accountability. So I could see the benefits of that.
Absolutely, big benefits. However, a lot of people miss the physical, right? But the benefits of the Zoom is that even though that isolation separated you and made you feel like you were alone, the Zoom brought you back to, okay, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one going through this, because we're able to share openly on Zoom. So it's just, I thank God for Zoom. I thank God for the people that were able to get it out there.
Right.
But there's meetings every single day, support groups, 12-step fellowships, church, every day, all day long, Bible studies, all that stuff, whatever someone needs to help them get through their tough times. But relapse, unfortunately, and a lot of deaths during this time.
You mean like suicides?
A lot of overdoses. Yeah, suicides too. But as far as in recovery, being in recovery, a lot of overdoses. I personally know some people that died of ODs, where, you know, who's to say, but if the meetings were open and they continued to do that and be plugged in to the fellowship, to the 12-step fellowship, that may not have happened. But so,
well, is there any sign of it opening, or are the groups open now? Because you can go use these spaces 25% capacity or something. So are they back into the physical?
There are some groups that are open, and then, you know, there's people like myself. I mean, I'll go to a group, you know, and I'll use judgment and wisdom in obeying, you know, what we need to obey as far as social distancing, masks. Most of the meetings that we have are in church basements, so we have to obey what their protocol is to be there. But, you know, it's tough. It's tough. But meetings are available. We need each other. You know, we all need each other.
More now than even before.
Absolutely. I mean,
people were struggling, and not just in their addictions, but financially.
Right.
They lost their jobs and all the uncertainty, and how we used to help each other bring groceries and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that was...
Those that are struggling still now, really the message that I think that I just want to let them know that to get in touch with somebody, reach out to somebody. There's help out there via the computer or Zoom. Reach out.
It's never too late.
Plug in.
Right.
You don't have to, you know, don't go through this alone.
Right.
Like I said, we need each other.
People have backslid. the right way to say it, but if they've been backslid,
They relapse,
they
right?
relapse, you can get back in. There's guilt that's in there.
Yes.
But and replace that guilt with what? I mean, how can you get someone to get past that guilt of, I messed up, here I am, I lost all these, all that time.
Just like the first day when you said you had a problem, you said, here I am,
Right.
I'm struggling with this, that, or whatever it is. I'm struggling with this. I need help. Just do that again.
Right.
Do that again. Start with your day one. It's not too late. God has a purpose and a plan for everybody's life, and like you said, Kim, it's never too late. Please,
Right.
For anybody struggling out there with the opioids, and all this other stuff that's out there. I do ministry in Patterson. I see it firsthand. I'm on the streets doing ministry in Patterson.
I know during COVID you were even I saw that out of that you developed a new ministry down in Patterson just with these men and women living on the streets and bringing them a meal.
Yeah, God had put it on my heart to, the churches were closed, and I'm a churchgoer. I love the Lord. Churches were closed, and just,
You can't just stop doing everything.
No, He put it on my heart to go and reach those people that
And you did.
people can't reach right now because of COVID, So I did. I used precaution, and to God be the glory. But
Yes.
people, please, if you're somebody who has relapsed, and the guilt
I think what we'll
and
do
the
is
shame.
we'll put the number on the screen here, to call.
Yeah.
Call somebody.
Yeah, well, you can get in touch with a few different organizations, but you can reach out to ourhow.org, Recovery House of Worship, and
That's where you're out of, right?
Well, that's a ministry that I'm involved with,
Okay.
out of Brooklyn, but we have ministry in the Bronx and Staten Island, Los Angeles,
Okay.
all over. There's Celebrate Recovery, there's Overcomers
Right.
Anonymous. Just whatever need you need, it's out there.
Right.
But for more information, I
Okay.
guess they can reach out to you.
We'll put it on the screen.
Yeah.
So Al, I like my office. I like my new office.
I love your office.
My little new space.
I love your office.
This is the new, filming room
Very
here,
nice.
the studio.
Very
so,
nice.
yeah, we got airplanes going over. We
Yeah.
got dogs barking, leaves falling. We videotaped the trains going by. It's just it's the new norm. But listen, it's always a pleasure to get updated with you what you're doing. I'm so honored that you have 34 years in recovery. You know what recovery is, and every day I know you fight your fight.
God is good.
He is good.
God is faithful.
He is.
Even when we fall short, and we all do,
Yeah.
He's there to help us to get back up, and He puts the right people
And the
in
right
our lives
time.
at the right place for the right time, the right season to
Yeah.
help us get through whatever it is we're going through.
All right.
Just nobody's alone.
Nope.
Don't suffer alone.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.